Okay, so with your responses to a speech, you could just pass it down the road, and they'll put it in the little black box, and you'll soon give that to the candidate so you know. And then now introducing our next speaker, Imran. Our next speaker, Imran, is presenting his second speech, What Went Wrong. So, who's going to evaluate? Huh? Oh, Mike has his back. It's not here. Appreciate it. So, about 2 weeks ago, for the first time since 1986, the United States men's national soccer team did not qualify for the World Cup. This left a lot of us fans gutted. Absolutely gutted. Not Putin though, because he gets to host the World Cup, and he gets to not have Americans come and ruin our party. So good for him, not so much for us. So we're wondering what happened. What went wrong? Well, I can answer your questions, but I'll answer in 2 parts. First of all, what actually happened? A lot of people don't understand the qualification process, and that's understandable. It's really complicated. And the second part is, how is it that we're not that good of a team in the first place? Our country's so rich and so big, and with so many amazing athletes. We should be dominating every sport, but we're not. That's not the case. And I'm going to explain to you why, and I'll explain to you where I think that we're heading in the future. So, first of all, what happened? Qualification is a really, really complicated and messy process. So I'll try to make it as basic as possible. Basically, in North America, you start out by going through 4 rounds of knockout matches. And in these knockout matches, you play your home and away leg. And the dominant team keeps going up, and in the end, after these 4 matches, you have 6 teams left and they make a table. And then each of those teams plays each other twice. And the top 3 teams qualify automatically for the World Cup. So that's it. They're top 3, they go in the World Cup. And the 4th place team has to do more knockout stages to qualify. And the U.S. was in this final 6, but they didn't qualify, and I'll show you how. Some of you are visual learners, so I'll help y'all out. All right. Alright, this is MDX, Mexico. CR, Costa Rica, USA, you probably guess what that is. Next up is Panama, and then Honduras, and finally TNT, Trinidad and Tobago. So going into the last match day, this is what the table looks like. Now, if you don't understand the point system, if you win, you get 3 points. If you draw, you get 1 point. If you lose, you get nothing. So that's how it works. So going into the last day of this competition, or basically the qualifiers, this is what it was like. USA was in 3rd place, so that means they had basically almost secured a qualifying berth into the World Cup. So all they had to do was not lose. Literally, all they had to do was draw, and then they'd be in the World Cup. The only way they wouldn't make the World Cup, which nobody thought would even possible, is they lose, and then Panama and Honduras both win. Which is, you would not expect that, because USA was playing Trinidad and Tobago, they're the bottom of the group. They've basically cemented their spot at the bottom. They can't move. Panama was playing Costa Rica. Costa Rica's ahead of them. It should be an easy win for Costa Rica. Honduras is playing Mexico. Should be an easy win for Mexico. And the U.S. just has to not lose, and then they'd be automatically into the World Cup. So what happens? You go to the next week, and then somehow Trinidad and Tobago beat the USA 2-1. So there it is. USA gets 0 points. Okay? That happened. And then by some miracle, Honduras beats Mexico 3-2, which was also, unbelievable. So they get 3 points. So USA still has a chance. And now we're in this last game of Panama versus Costa Rica, and it's 2-2. It's the 88th minute. There's 2 minutes of soccer left to be played. All they have to do is just not score that last goal. And what does Panama do? They score that last goal. Yeah, they score that goal, and they get the 3 points. So now USA goes down to 5th, Panama goes up to 3rd, Honduras goes up to 4th, and none of you can read this chart. And then we didn't get into the World Cup. Just like that, we're out of the World Cup. So you're probably asking, but Imran, isn't the USA a good team? Shouldn't we be up there with Mexico in the top 2 spots fighting it out? Unfortunately not. Why? There's 2 reasons. One, it's not that popular of a sport over here. We can all agree on that. And 2, youth development in the USA is not very good. Let's start with popularity. Soccer is growing in the United States. None of you can doubt this. It's growing very fast, but still completely pales in comparison to the big 3 sports here. Or the big 3. Baseball, basketball, football. Soccer is nothing compared to those. And the reason this is because of the nature of soccer as a game. Soccer is a very subtle and nuanced and tactical game. You really have to be into it to appreciate soccer. There's no constant action. There's no constant goals. You rarely get high-scoring games. And for the typical American consumer that people like to label in Europe, this isn't enough for them, so they leave the games disappointed. Because they're used to just highlight reels and constant scoring. So they leave the game disappointed, which drops the popularity of soccer. And with less popularity, what do you get? You get less kids that want to play soccer. So there's an entire generation of soccer players gone just because of low popularity. But what about the few that do want to play? It doesn't get any easier for them either. You see, in virtually every other country in the world, your entire soccer career starts out on the playground. As a kid, you play pickup soccer basically until you get out of school, until it's dark outside. You're just playing pickup soccer in most days. I know I do the same thing. And then you learn the game, you get good, you get some natural tactical awareness of how to play soccer, where to be, what to do. And then you might get picked up by a club team. And this club team lets you play for the entire year. Non-stop soccer. You're basically a professional soccer player at the age of 7, sometimes even 5 for some of these players. Messi, you can go look up Messi highlights when he was 4 years old. Okay, and these guys just have the advantage. They just get the experience and they play and play and play. In the United States, your mom maybe signs you up for soccer when you're 10 years old, and she pays $120 for you to play 3 months of soccer. And then you take the entire rest of the year off. I mean, you're missing valuable experience. That's no way to prepare somebody to go out and be a good soccer player. So what happens is a lot of American kids just go to other countries to fulfill their potential, or they just don't ever fulfill their potential. And this is that's something that happens very often. You all saw Freddie do is try to be the next great soccer player. It just didn't work out. And this is a huge problem in American soccer, but luckily the Soccer Association of America has figured that out, and they're working to fix it. Since about 2007, MLS clubs have been allowed to start academies. Now these youth academies basically go out and get kids, and they train them from the time they're 5, 6 years old all the way up to their professional career starts. So these kids are basically playing soccer year-round on a semi-professional level, which, the morality of that is something that's a little in the gray area, but you can't doubt that as competitive as soccer is, that's how you need to do it. And I'm glad that they figured this out sooner rather than later. In the next few years, we might see some great American stars rise. And when that happens, who knows where we could end up. And once that happens, I promise you this is going to be the last time that the USA is not going to make it to the World Cup. There is growth. You can see it here in Atlanta. You can see that the passion and the following of soccer is just growing exponentially. One day we'll be able to put out a respectable team on the field, and then we'll go from back-to-back World War champions to back-to-back World Cup champions. Thank you.
That was a great speech to help us improve our USA soccer team. So now you could write your suggestions on the ballot, and write your suggestions for Imran on the ballot, and then pass it to the middle at about 45 seconds. Okay, so, and then there's also Mercy. There's a mistake on the agenda. It's Tyler's speech is actually 5 to 7 minutes, not 6 to 8. Now, introducing our third and final speaker, Tyler Burnette, presenting his 6th speech, Iron Will.
Good afternoon, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Good.
Sorry, I couldn't. Your vocal variety just needs to be down here.
Good.
There we go. Thank you. Life is really a journey. Whether you're a football fanatic, you're getting your PhD, or you're giving your first speech, it truly is a journey. And it looks to me kind of. I'm going to erase your chart here. Look something like this. It's kind of like a mountain. Okay. Start here. Hopefully, we end up somewhere in between. Now, in my life, I have found one characteristic that has helped me get where I never imagined I would be able to go. That is iron will. Tyler, can you read the definition of iron will from my sheet for me, please?
Yes. A burning determination that cannot be stopped or hindered by anything, willing to do anything to get a desired outcome, extremely resilient.
Now, not everybody has iron will or strives for this so-called iron will to do everything they possibly can. But if you do, hopefully my story will help you get yours. It all started when I was in high school. I wasn't playing sports at the time. Didn't really have a family. I had a few friends. I wasn't losing by any means. But I had to find my place. And it started with rugby. And I was about 125 pounds at the time. Never really worked out. But I decided within myself, I am going to do this. Despite what other people they said. They told me I was too small. Not fast enough. You see, I have a burning desire to prove people wrong. And I use that desire to not only play rugby, but to start as a wing and get 3 or 4 tries that season. I was developing my iron will, my burning desire to do what I wanted to do. Now there are 4 stages. As you can see here, there's unawareness, development, practice, and grit. At the time, when I was playing rugby, I was completely unaware of what I was doing. It was only until I decided, one day, just walked into my living room, looked at my parents, and told them, I'm going to ride the bulls and be a rodeo cowboy. They just looked at me, half cocked head, crazy eyed. Where's my son? But, once again, I'm going to do it. I have the iron will to do such things. And I did. I went down to Tampa, Florida, and this is about what it looked like to ride my first bull. Came up to the chute gate. The chute gate is where they keep the bull before you get on. I came up to it, and my hands just shaking, looking at my coach, then looking back down, looking at my coach, and looking back down, and then he just gave me that look, well, why aren't you getting on it? Because it's a bull. And so eventually, I get on, I ride, best feeling of my life. My iron will took me places that I would have not gone before. Fast forward about 6 to 8 months into my rodeo career. I was doing rodeos twice, sometimes 3 rodeos a weekend while going to college. Some of the best times of my life. I got injured, yes, just like anybody would playing a contact sport. Then one rodeo felt different. I don't know how. Like something inside me knew. And then I woke up in an ambulance, not knowing how I got there. I had no clue. Looked at the nurse, or the EMT I should say, and asked, am I okay? am I going to live? I had no idea whether or not I was going to live. Long story short, in life flight me to Grady, I had a traumatic brain injury. My jaw broke in 3 places. I have a titanium plate running down the side of my jaw. But again, I said, I'm going to keep doing it. I don't care. And for 3 more years, I rode rodeo. They told me I shouldn't, they told me I couldn't. But I did it. All in all, development and practice. I practice my iron will. And only by practicing your iron will can you achieve what is called grit. And grit is the culmination of experiences you've experienced. And you can use grit to achieve nearly anything. You don't have to ride bulls to achieve iron will. You just have to have the confidence and self-love to do it. And you can all achieve iron will. Thank you.
So that was another great speech by Tyler. Fill your suggestion slips and pass them to the
For all speakers in time.
Darcy. For all the speakers in time.
How much time do they have? 30 seconds?
Yeah, 30-second grace period.
Well, always 7 seconds.
Huh?
7 seconds over. And
Okay. So since everybody was in time, you can vote for the best speaker. And now on to the next part of the meeting, impromptu speaking. Some people's favorite. This is my favorite personally. Introducing our topic master, Jit and Pam.
All right, let's have some fun now. So my name is Jiten Pant. I'm your topics masters of the day. I have very exciting topics for you all. But before starting, I would like to give you a brief introduction of what table topics is all about. I will be calling one of you on the stage, and I will be giving you a topic or a question, and you have to come here and talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. The timer would indicate green, yellow, and red between 1 to 2 minutes. So let's get started with the first topic. But before that, I have 3 quick advices for you. First thing, when you come here on the stage, understand that we all here are there to help you. So just be comfortable. Second thing, just be yourself and utilize the time that you are given. Third thing is be super confident and take a very confident pose. Pretty much like how your feelings dictate your pose can also dictate your feelings. So even if you're not feeling confident, pretend to be confident and you'll start feeling confident. Alright, with that I would start with my first question, which is, whom do you sometimes compare yourself to? I would repeat my question, whom do you sometimes compare yourself to? And I would like to call our guests here to the stage.
Whom do I compare myself to? In fact, nobody comes into mind at the moment. I believe as I speak on, something will come into mind. But let's see. In recent times, I've compared myself to a classmate of mine. I like his attitude towards class. He's always punctual, regular, and he's always on top of his classes. I mean, I try as much as possible to catch up with him, but I realized he was really good, humble. If you have questions to ask, he's direct, helps you anytime you need help from him. And I like his attitude. In fact, I've been trying to model myself after him to be punctual in class, regular, humble in everything I do. So Matthew Mays is one person I'm looking up to at the moment. And I think I'm still in time, right? Okay. So this being my first response to a table topic, I'll say I'm a little bit shaky, but hopefully you give me the chance again next week to deliver a better speech. Thank you.
All right, very great job. And this was your first table topics here?
Yes.
Great job. Keep it up. So my next question is, what do you wish you spent more time doing 2 years ago? If you go back in time, like 2 years ago, what do you think you should be spending more time doing? And for that, I would call Jess on stage. What do you wish you spent more time doing 2 years ago?
So 2 years ago, I guess I was a senior in high school. I was kind of, if I'm going to be honest, I wasn't really, I always gotten good grades, but at the same time, I was kind of lax about the college thing. I applied to 3 schools. One was Yale. The other was University of Southern California, an easy one to get into, and obviously not. And the third one was Nova Southeastern University, which was a school I knew I would find my way into. And I did get into that school, got rejected from the other ones, put the rejection letters nice on my classroom wall to showcase my feat. And I wouldn't say that I was disappointed, but I guess what I'm trying to say is I wish I had spent more time on myself. I was in a relationship, which I don't really like to talk about, but it was a very, I guess it was toxic in a way. I felt like I didn't eat, like I lost like 20 pounds. I wasn't really thinking about myself. And yeah, you know, if I would do it over again, I'd say focusing on myself and really wanting to, focusing on myself and deciding what I want to be and using that to drive and focus. And grades first. Don't apply to Yale if you have only 2 other schools that you're applying to. And but I'm here, so.
All right, great job. With that, I would have my third topic for you guys. And the question is, do you think crying is a sign of strength or weakness? Let me repeat. Do you think crying is a sign of strength or weakness? And for that, I would call Kelly on stage.
Say this is my first time. Well, I think crying is a strength because like everyone needs a moment to cry. Even if it's like a good news or bad news, you have to take a moment and just like take it in and stuff. It's not a weakness because I don't know. I just don't think it's a weakness.
Good job, Kelly. I know this was your first time, but you did a great job, and I would like to see you more on the stage. For the next question, which I have, okay. So my question is, okay. So my question is, if not now, then when? Let me repeat. If not now, then when?